Hi, this is Jody Wariski. Today I am going to be showing you how I do a mock booking. I train the same way. If you've been on one of my trainings, it's going to be very similar to what I've done before because I pretty much do my mock bookings the same. I almost always use VAX. I word things very similar. The way I do my photos the same. And the reason is because it works. If I do a mock booking, I think the most it's reached has been about almost 26,000 people. My average, they reach about 10 to 14,000 people. So the big thing where people are not successful with mock bookings is they are not consistent. Bottom line, you got to be consistent. You have to post a mock booking. I post mine every 2 to 3 days. I'll post a new one, and then I will share it into groups every single day. It can be, I post it into groups, 3 to 5 groups in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 at night. I did it for my first year, 7 days a week, 52 weeks for the year, whether I was on vacation or not, whether I worked my other job at the time. I would wake up early, I'd post it, midday I'd share, I should say, and at night I'd share. I did it consistently for a year, and now I cannot actually post mock bookings. I probably post them about once a month, once every 2 months, because I am inundated with clients. And that's what happens when you're consistent. You'll get those clients, and then they'll start giving you referrals, and they'll come back for repeat trips and everything like that. So when people say mock bookings aren't working, I can guarantee they are not doing it consistently. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll show you how I do mine. All right, so I always go with VAX, and the reason I like VAX is because you're able to save the itinerary. So anytime I want to post it, if I do this now in the morning and I want to post it in the afternoon, I'll pull up the itinerary under saved itinerary, and I'll see if the price has changed. I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go and retrieve an old itinerary. If the price hasn't changed, I keep posting it. If the price has changed, if it's gone down in price, I don't change anything. But if it's gone up in price, I stop posting that mock booking. I don't take it from my page, but I stop posting it. Okay. So let's see. Let's just pull up this one. Okay. So I'm just pulling up any one that I've done in the past week. And guys, also, I did say that to put questions in the chat, but feel free also to unmute if you want, if you have any questions. So this one just says the hotel cannot be confirmed. So I'm going to change the hotel. I'm going to see what the difference is, and I'm going to see if I'm able to do this or not. Okay. So, and it's interesting because this suite was not available yesterday. All right, so what I do, you have a couple ideas that you can do. You can go to offers and incentives, and you can go through the offer wizard and the agent or the promotions and see if you see anything. Honestly, what I do is I just pick a place, I pick a time frame, and I go from there. So when I first started, I really got to know my airport and what airlines flew and where they flew. And so right now I know that I'm outside Philadelphia. There is a charter flight through Frontier that gets great prices and good commissions. They fly to Cancun, they fly to Punta Cana, and I would say Jamaica is my next step for cost. When you're doing a mock booking, you have to really think about your costs because you want something eye-catching to your clients. You also want to check and make sure that you're not outpricing yourself on like that Expedia is not cheaper than what you're doing. So I'm just going to walk you through it. I'll tell you how I did mine. So today I was thinking before we had this, I went to do Turks and Caicos. I went to do something different. I do mostly island vacations for myself. And then I thought about it. I'm like, with Turks and Caicos, you need vaccine, there's certain things that are needed. So I really like sticking with Mexico because I find that Mexico is the easiest as far as COVID precautions. And Linda asked if I stick to posting bookings for my area only, or do I use other airports? I pretty much only use mine. I want to be known locally. And I do In fact, I just got somebody from Google and they said they wanted somebody local. So that's why they contacted me. But I do local. So I'm Philadelphia, but I will also do Newark, New Jersey, and I will sometimes do Baltimore. So around my area, I will do. Okay, so when I was thinking today, I was like, all right, I'm going to stick with Mexico. So I went and I looked at some dates in March, and then they were too expensive. So I decided, let me try June. And June was a lot cheaper, a lot by a couple thousand. So the way you can do it is you can either play around with dates in Vax, or you can also go through Google Flights. And you can put in some flight information. So just say I want to do Philadelphia to Cancun, and I want to check flights in March. And let's just say March 13th to the 18th. I want to do, okay, 0 number subs. Okay, so this is 292 round trip. Let's just see what it comes up like. Okay, so you can look at that and see what the price would be to get an idea. But just say you're now looking, you know what, I want to check in June. I'm not saying there's going to be a difference in the price, but you can see it. Well, Delta, I want nonstop. You can sort of see the pricing. Now it's funny because this is more expensive in June. But what I looked at on Vax was cheaper, I think, because of the charter flight and the hotel. But this you can use is Google Flights when you're trying to figure out possibly what's a cheaper time to go. You can do that. Okay, so this is pretty much how I do it. I go in and I always look at FunJet, always. When I go to book, I check FunJet versus Travel Impressions, because if Travel Impressions is the same price as FunJet, their commissions are better. Okay, so package type, flight plus hotel, departing from Philadelphia, going to Cancun.
Hey, Jody.
Yep.
So when you go to book flights, just because I don't travel a whole lot, is there a day of the week that is better to leave or to arrive?
So that also
cheapest
depends
wise?
on your airport. And so what I found out for Philadelphia is their charter Sunday to a Friday is cheaper. Okay, so how I found that out is by playing around with it. But it really depends. Sometimes you can leave on a Wednesday for 5 nights. That would be cheaper than if you leave on a Friday, but it's playing around with it and trying to figure that out, especially from your airport. Okay. So I'm going to show you real quick what March brought up, and I do apologize in advance because Vax goes very slow. I think I put in the 13th for 5 nights. I always add travel protection. Always. I will not book outside the country without it. I've turned a client away for that. So I always do travel protection. It's not just cancel for any reason beforehand, but it's health and medical while you're on the trip as well. Christy, I'll show you. It's like the exclusive nonstop vacation. I'll show you that. We don't put travel protection for comparing prices. Do we need, so for comparing prices, I'll go over that. I'll go over some of these questions at the end. But right here, this is exclusive nonstop vacation flight that Christy is